I finally get to see the numbers again. Yes, yes. Okay, we out here, man. It's big.
What you talking about?
Nah, my restream.
I got you.
But yeah, man. So, where you want to start the conversation? What we talking about right
Hey man,
You
I don't know. You're the one that wanted me to call you. So what's good? Like, what did you want to talk about? What is your
Why do you
opening thought
feel
on it?
like LeBron James, Lamar Jackson can't advocate for the same things that Colin Kaepernick? Why I assume I feel he's biracial, right? Doesn't he have a white mother or white father?
Who, Kaepernick?
Yes.
He was adopted by white parents.
All right.
I don't know about his actual
So
biological parents, though.
so all these people have been advocating for Black lives, but you don't see the purpose in saying that. Oh, all right, there is no police brutality. You feel?
I don't, say that one more time.
You don't see the problem in police brutality. You just named a whole bunch of black people and said they don't have no idea what they've been talking about.
Well, I don't. Do you think they know what they're talking about? Like, what makes you think that they're onto something? I guess.
I mean, have you faced any adversity through the police? Have you been pushed to the ground or felt like somebody was following you just because you the color of your skin? You never experienced that.
Nah, not really. Why? Do you get that sometimes? Is that
Oh
something
hell
that you
yeah,
feel like Black
man! Hell
Americans
yeah! You
have?
can't walk through a store. People just ask you, "Oh, can I help you?" You can't just walk through one section of the mall just to go to the other side and cut through anywhere.
Okay.
But now I don't think you have to face that.
No, I might not have to, but then again, maybe if I went to like a black-owned business, maybe in the middle of Allapattah with a bunch of black people walking around, maybe I might be looked at funny. You know what
Oh
I mean?
no,
Like, I don't know if
nah.
it's necessarily because you're black or just because you might happen to be in an area that might be dominated by white people, and they're like, "Dang, this is a new kind of character. We don't really see black people around here." And then they're kind of curious, like, "What's this guy doing? Why is he here?" I might get the same treatment as if I walked into a predominantly black store or something like that. You feel me? So I don't know if that's really.
But do you hop in a predominantly black store though? Is that something?
I don't think I do. I think I have a couple of times, but I don't really pay much attention to it.
All right.
I might have. I don't know. I can't even verify that, to be honest. Let's just say no.
Let's just say no, right?
No.
Do would the black people in there have power to not give you any business? That'd be bad on them. They'd want your money, right? Especially if it's
I assume so.
would you I cut out?
No, I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah. Well, do they have any power to discriminate against you?
A black owner of a store?
Yeah.
Of course.
What power they got to discriminate you? What do
They're
you
the owner of a
lose?
store. They can tell me no. Like, owners of a business have the right to refuse service to anybody if they so choose. Now, if it's race related, that's obviously not a very moral thing to do. But if they feel like I might be trouble for some reason, then that's well within their rights, no matter what.
Yeah. So you feel like, all right, white businesses haven't in the last few years discriminated against minorities against the color of their skin.
You said, do I think that white-owned businesses have done that to minorities?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say yes or no to that. I don't really know.
All
I
right.
know that there hasn't really been any national stories about that. I'm sure if it's happened, it would be a national story. Like for example, like, do you mean something like the Starbucks incident? Maybe.
All right, let's go with that one. Let's go.
I don't know why you'd use that one. That was in a predominantly black neighborhood.
No, but honestly, in a predominantly black neighborhood, they'll run that stuff different.
Like how?
All right, let me tell you about GameStop. There's a game
Okay.
in Haiti on 62nd Street, right? Martin Luther
Okay.
King Boulevard. The fucking
Okay.
you know how they have the game shelves where you try out the demo PS3 or some shit. That's when during school, right? Which is August
Mm-hmm.
to like June. Them shit's never fucking on. You know why? They don't want these
Why?
stopping by and playing their game.
Okay, I understand.
But you go to Aventura, that shit always on. You go to Aventura,
Okay.
shit on. But you know,
All right.
dying out right now. They don't. I don't think they do that type of shit. I haven't stopped. Went into a GameStop. But shit.
Okay. So
Where do you live? What area you live?
I live in an area by the Miami airport. It's right next to Doral. It's called Miami Springs.
Miami Springs, right?
Yep.
Did you know that your school is funded through property taxes? So if the property, like the land's been fucked up forever, so the property value, your school don't get books. They don't get funding to get the proper things out here. You think that's fair? You think just because somebody's zip code um, determines their education, you think that's okay? Because people have been marginalized for a very long time. You feel me?
Okay. That's true. That's true. People have been marginalized for a long time.
What you feel about redlining?
With redlining, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if there's much evidence.
Post the evidence. Yo, you look it up, fool. You got the same computer I do. Well, I'm going.
Hey, still?
Nah, what's up with Brian L? Take that L, fool. 909, man. Bang it, fool.
He said
Redlining. Wait, what's up with He gonna tell me to do the work for him. Man, get out of here. He know that junk exists, man. Cause look, I never make up that word. You see, back in the day, they ain't let black people read. So y'all taught us.
That's true.
Language, right? And if redlining the word exists, that mean it happened. Fuck around with dog. Post the evidence. The word exists. That's my evidence. Fuck around with dog.
I'm not sure if he was referring to the redlining. Actually, I think he might have been referring to the property taxes or whatever. He might have been. I'm not sure.
Well, one of the things I've said, because I've heard it somewhere, so there's evidence somewhere. It's like saying, "Oh, global warming don't exist."
Do you think it exists?
Hey, man. Well, what do you think the that shit called?
We're kind of straying away from the topic from the Breonna tip.
But yeah.
So
but Black lives still matter, dog. Black lives still matter, dog.
Nobody's saying they don't, so I agree with you.
All right, we agree.
Yep. Now what?
Now what? She shouldn't have died.
She shouldn't have died. That's true, but she shouldn't have also been selling coke and.
What the evidence at? What the evidence at? What the coke at? She would have
working as. She would have been. There's a whole police report on it, bro. Like there's insane amounts of evidence that show that she's been involved with this shit for years. It's not even just like one day she kind of like took some money or something like that and kind of got wrapped up. Like she's been actively part of it.
How would she be working as a? Who had time to be an EMT and a coke dealer? That makes sense. That don't make sense. That shit don't make sense.
Hey, look, I don't really know much about that.
That don't make sense, fool. That shit do not make sense to me.
What part doesn't make sense?
None of that shit. All that.
None of it.
You trying to skew to me? You telling me at the same time that she was an EMT, an ER technician, she sold coke. How the fuck? She sold coke, marijuana, pills, while she was doing all that. You ever study to ever work in the medical field? You know how hard that is?
I know how hard that shit is, of course. She was very smart to be able to make it that far.
She was very smart.
I don't know.
So how you gonna do that?
Life way to get involved with narcotics and shit like that. That just makes no sense to me. Why would she do that?
That shit don't make sense to me.
I think it was the men that she was dating at the time, because it seemed like she had some shitty taste in men.
Nah, man.
I think the men brought her into it, unfortunately.
Man, you ain't telling me nothing, fool.
Well, regardless of whether or not you believe it, like there's a whole case report on the whole, like everything that she's been part of. Like her name is like stamped on several things that she's been a part of, where she's put her money into, things she's lent people to use for their own purposes. Again, like cars that were in her name were used by her boyfriends and men and her inner circle of criminals that she was working with. I mean, it's not like it was just one thing that she kind of got wrapped up into. There's a whole bunch of evidence, and she's been under investigation for a while too. It's not like, again, out of nowhere this all happened. Like she's been under investigation for a while.
So you feel like So you feel like they James Bond, right? And they got to go over there and neutralize the suspect.
Well, they didn't even know that she was in there to begin with. They had a search warrant for the premises, not for the people. So they weren't going there. Like, her name was on the search warrant because it was her apartment, but it was her apartment that they were going to search for, I guess, evidence in the case against her or whatever. They just happened to both be in there.
So you telling me that she deserved to die because she was a suspect?
That's fun. That's funny. I just got through saying how it's always you think she deserved to die. You think she deserved to die. No, I don't think she deserved to die. It's a sad situation that she died.
But is it sad for you? Because you over here saying like, oh, no, nobody got murdered. It was a justified death. How can something be justified and she didn't deserve to die? If it's a justified death, somebody had to die at somebody else's hands.
Correct. Yeah.
You trying to you trying to save yourself? I peep you. I peep you. People.
What are you trying to say?
you man, you trying to contradict, man.
Contradict what? What did I say that was contradictory?
Man,
we have people listening on YouTube and shit. Like, you don't have to like be cute about it. Like, like say what you mean.
I am saying what I mean.
But you're not. What did I say that was contradictory?
All right. You said, okay, did you not say earlier that the cops killing her was a justified death?
I did.
That means she deserves to die.
It's not that she deserved to die.
What you saying then?
Huh?
I'm gonna let you talk.
It was a sad situation. If anything, the boyfriend should have been shot, but he wasn't. It's like okay. It's like, let's say for instance, hypothetically, say it with your chest, bro. What's my username 1313 is funny in the comments. Let's say that you're shooting at somebody, like somebody shot at you, right? And you're an officer or whatever. You might be even just somebody in your own house. Somebody shoots at you. They have somebody with them. You decide to shoot back at them, and they grab the person that they're with, and they thrust them in front of themselves, and she dies, right? It was a justified shooting. It wasn't a justified killing. If you get what I'm saying, that might be what the difference is in the situation. It wasn't a justified killing on their part, but it was a justified shooting that happened to result in her death. It's not like they were aiming for her. They didn't know who was in there. They just know that somebody had gotten shot, and they're trying to defend themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. If that's explicit enough for you, it wasn't that. And just to repeat again, it's not that it was a justified death. It was a justified shooting that resulted in her death, which is unfortunate, but it's neither justified nor unjustified. It's just
let me put you in their shoes, right? Breonna Taylor, was that not an apartment that they?
They was, yeah.
All right, in an apartment, and somebody knock your door down, right?
Yep.
Who do you think it is?
You don't think it's breaking in, right? But here's the issue. The evidence was corroborated by someone else who was in another apartment adjacent to them that, yes, the police, they said from their own words, they heard the police knock and also announce themselves. So the police made it known that it was them.
Nah, man. Neighbors be nosy. You don't be hearing. If I'm asleep, they knock, man. So you telling me you're not gonna expect that, oh, somebody's trying to, touch me?
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. And I said that in the stream earlier too. By the way, in the comments, no, we're not on the Debate Voice channel. We're on a private call right now. I couldn't figure that shit out before I started this live stream. If somebody, and I mentioned this as well in the stream, if Kenneth Walker did not hear the police, which he would have to prove why he did not hear them, and I think it's already been done, and the hearing's already been done and everything. Like, they've already assessed the charges on the cop who had the charges applicable. Everybody else is exonerated, basically. In the event that the case hasn't been finalized, right, he would have to prove that he did not hear them, or that he was doing something that prevented himself from hearing them, or something along those lines, right? So if the police did not announce themselves and they just knocked, loud as fuck, and then they barged in, then he has the justification to shoot whoever is trying to enter the premises of his home or her home, whoever's home it was. I
Correct.
think it was Breonna's. So he has the moral grounds to say, yes, I was defending myself. So he would have to say, yes, I didn't hear them because of this or that or whatever the case may be. He'd have to come up with a very believable story because, again, the witness said he heard him. You know what I mean? Like, so because it was corroborated by them, it's like somebody else wants to join.
The witness said, or they said the witness said?
They
You
what?
know that? The witness said, or they said the witness said? You don't know it. You wouldn't know that.
Well, the evidence was presented to a grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
And the grand
What
jury
make them
are
so
people
grand?
usually composed of people who don't know the situation because they don't want to have any biased opinions going into the actual case. So these people don't know what's going on. They're just basically randomly selected. Like, do you know much about it? No. All right, you're in. What do you think about this case so far? And according to all the evidence that they had, the forensics, the ballistics, the FBI investigation, all that stuff, they couldn't determine that the officers actually engaged in murderous activity. It was a justified shooting that led up to her death. And it's a sad situation. It sucks. But, there's nothing more to it. It's just a sad situation.
So, what charges do you feel like the cop need to take then?
The only one that was assessed, because that's what they feel like is right. They did their job as what was legally within their realm.
They shot too much. They shot too much, right?
They did shoot a lot. I'm not entirely sure what that reasoning was, but they did shoot a lot.
They did shoot a lot. But the fact that them shooting a lot caused somebody to die doesn't what's the word? Advocate for murder.
So, okay, let me ask you a question then. What do you think the cop should have done after the first officer got shot? Do you think they should have just retreated or hid behind some furniture and then left? Like, what do you think they should have done? Do you think they should have tried talking with him? Like, what do you think they should have done except for shoot at them?
I feel like all this was caused by a no-knock warrant.
But it wasn't a no-knock warrant. And I said this in the stream as well earlier. So in case you weren't
here. They had a no-knock warrant, but
they didn't have a no-knock warrant. That's what I'm saying. They actually did not have a no-knock warrant, and they also knocked. So there's nothing. That was all a lie. That we didn't know until the evidence came out yesterday. That's what the hearing was presented. Like, look, there was no-knock warrant. They don't have one. They never got one.
So they never got a warrant. So they did all that without a warrant.
But they had a regular search warrant. They did not have a no-knock warrant. They just had a regular search warrant, which is why they knocked, announced, and then entered. So in that case, what would you have done if you got shot at?
I just wouldn't have been a cop.
You just wouldn't have been a cop. What do you think the cop should have done instead? Left? Talk to them? Hid behind some furniture? Coward? Be pussy? What do you think they should have done?
Hey, man, I'm not a cop. They don't train me to do these things, so I don't know how a search is done, and you don't either, to be honest.
Hey, look, I'm not a cop neither, but I know for a fact I would have shot back if I had the opportunity to. Would you have done the same or no?
Would I have done the same?
Yeah.
Would I have shot at somebody who entered my home?
What do you think the cop should have done differently? Because you seem like you're very biased towards getting the cops in jail for what they've done. But
to be honest, kid, if I'm kicking somebody's door down, that sounds like I'm gonna rob them. You feel me? And the fact
I understand, yeah.
The fact that he in that shit like he a little prowler, swiping no swiping. Oh man, when he got shot, I know he said, oh man, he went home like swiping like fuck wrong with dog. But honestly, they probably would corroborate. They corroborated everything. They said that a dog shot the first shot. He probably even did it.
Based on what do you say that though? Like why do you believe that he didn't?
Have you ever seen a police? All right.
Yes. Actually, I did.
All right. You know what being a police is? It's a job, right?
Correct.
Have you seen people at their job?
What do you mean?
Like somebody at their somebody at their job.
You mean like us at the port of Miami?
Well, exactly that. But nah. Is it just all right? Do people actually say what really go on? No.
I guess in what context? Because I'll tell.
They
I always
people
told you
write
what was going
down.
on.
People write down won't get them in trouble. So what the police report about? It's coming from the police. Why they never give a victim report, a suspect report? They don't care. The police report is down to get you down for.
The police report is also based on what evidence they have available to them, based on the investigations that they've conducted as well. So I mean, you'd have to prove that they're lying. You'd have to prove that they're lying, which is possible to do. Like they do that. It's not like it's never happened. You feel me? So they would have to prove that that didn't happen. Do you think that, I don't know, Kenneth Walker and Marcus Glover and all of them would be able to prove? Well, not even Jamarcus Glover, because he wasn't really involved in the direct incident. Do you think they'd be able to prove it? I don't think so. The ballistics and the forensics shows that the first shot, and Kenneth Walker even
honestly, how would he be able to prove it? Because at the end of the day, these are impoverished people. Will they get top dollar?
Do you think Kenneth Walker was lying when he said he shot the first one?
When he said it, hey, I don't
Yeah.
look into the case. I don't look into cases.
Yeah, I could tell.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Black lives still matter, man.
Okay. You find me somebody who disagrees, and I'll have them come on the show. I don't think I'll be waiting for.
Hey,
a long
man,
time
you got more of an opportunity to have Ku Klux Klan's friends.
Okay. Based on what evidence? Being in Miami, or because I'm white?
Because you're a Republican.
Because I'm Republican.
That's that.
So you think KKK is Republican?
I know it was started by the Democratic Party.
Okay. So it sounds to me like it's more likely for a Democrat to be the one who would find a KKK member in their presence.
Hey, man. I just know they don't let people like me in.
I don't know. I've seen Dave Chappelle, and he got in at one point.
That was a skit, bro. That was a skit. Chill. That was a funny skit. But yeah, like I was saying, fool.
Look, man, Black lives do matter. Nobody's saying that they don't. But my issue is they're trying to make it seem like people don't care about Black lives, and that's not true. What they're not on board with.
Show me how many
Black lives better.
You show me how many black officers have gotten away with killing somebody white. You know any a high percentage of people on death row are on death row for killing a white male, and they're minority. Okay. You ain't know that, huh?
That's probably because
you know when you fed an FCAT in third grade, right?
Minorities.
You know when you fed an FCAT.
There's more minorities that kill white people than white people kill minorities, or did you just snipe one fact out of nowhere and just bring it to the table?
Nah, I ain't sniped that. You're cherry picking. That's not.
I'm cherry picking. You're the one that brought one specific stat out.
Hey, look up everybody on death row.
Did you know that 13% of the population causes 50% of the violent crime? That 1350 rule. Did you hear about that one?
You making that up?
I'm not making that up. You want to look? You can look it up if you want to. You can look it up if you want to. Almost 50% of the homicides are caused by one race of people.
That's cap. 13%. That's cap. You lying, fool. That's what they want you to think. That's what. You Fire Nation, bro. They teach you how these things and say, "Oh,
I'm Fire Nation.
Genocide, nothing. We did this for the good of us." You feel me? How you gonna tell me I'm 2/3 of a man, I'm 3/4 of a man, whatever they wrote in there? Yeah, for this is freedom for all men. But you right?
You mean the 3/5 rule?
You see even lower for you. You know, y'all people wrote it. Y'all wrote it.
I'm just saying, like, it sounds like I know what you're talking about more than you know.
No, y'all wrote it. I'm just proving something to you. This is satirical, man. This is satirical.
Okay, fair enough. So do you love white people?
I love you, bro.
Thank you. I love you too, bro. No homo. But
All the home.
okay,
Hey, it's
cool.
2020, bro. We gotta respect it. That's derogatory. We don't say that no more.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
okay. Don't say it no
All,
more.
all the
Then I'm gonna
colors of
say
the
it.
rainbow, man. LGBTQ plus.
Nah.
Plus you and me. No, but that's you
Have you
funny,
read the
dog.
Breonna Taylor case report yet, or no? Or like, I remember last time we talked, you said that we can't really know truth. It's all based on perception.
It's
So,
all based on whose perception it is. Them cops went in there, right? They was probably already scared. What time it was?
like 12 o'clock, I think, or 1 o'clock, or something like that.
So 1 o'clock in the morning,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that. Who up? Shit.
They didn't know they were in the apartment though, and that's the thing. They had no idea.
How you don't know? Is people don't sleep? People don't.
Maybe they weren't
They
sleeping there.
burglars, kid. They the worst burglars, bro.
Even if they did know that they were in there,
Yeah.
what are they supposed to do? Just knock and leave if nobody answers? Like, damn, we'll try again tomorrow when somebody's awake or something like that. Like,
in the first place,
what do you think?
Who the fuck answers a warrant at 1 a.m.?
Hey, when you're trying to bust somebody, drugs never sleep. So when you're selling
I
drugs,
bet.
you're always up.
Yeah.
So they was probably up.
Man.
You think no?
They, what's his Matthew, you invoked his amendment right to not get his home occupied.
Who's Matthew?
You
You talking about Kenneth Walker, the one that shot?
I don't know where I got Matthew from. Like I was thinking.
Why you bringing biblical names into this shit, bro?
Hey, cause the Bible is a good book, bro. You should read it.
Hey, yeah. I got one. I got two, matter of fact. Two different versions.
You gonna tell me only one shot was fatal, but they shot her about 6 times? What does that mean?
I mean, I guess if you get shot once in the arm, the other arm, one in the leg, one in the foot,
and you know
one
which
breaks
one?
the shoulder.
So you basically telling me they shot her leg, arm, chest?
No, I don't know what they shot actually. I have no idea.
Yeah, you
They can't really they haven't been able to divulge.
divulge. Yeah, because they don't want. Yo, man, I feel like you should express empathy. You feel me? And not,
Like how? By saying it was sad?
well, not by saying it was sad. Like you see what's transpired for the case. A wall got justice before a person. You feel me?
Well, actually, it was other people. It wasn't the wall. It was other people. But they also weren't involved in shooting the police neither, so they're kind of exempt.
I bet.
Yeah. Funny how the law works, but you know.
Nah, I think I want to show you this, man. I seen many cops get shot by white people.
In the comments said burglars burglar at burglar o'clock.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. Yes, that's what they are. At 1 a.m. Who go in your crib at 1 a.m.? Yeah, if I got a strap and somebody knock on my shit at 1 a.m. and I don't know, and nobody calling my phone, I don't see nothing. I just hear a quick banging, bump, 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 bump. Next you know, my door bust open. Yo, it's free game. He just lucky he has something bigger. You feel?
Exactly. It's free game. It's free game. You're right. Nobody is saying that Breonna Taylor is at fault for shooting the cops. Nobody is saying that Kenneth Walker is at fault for shooting the cops. The whole thing is that they wanted the police officers to be apprehended and arrested and convicted of murder, but they cannot because of the situation. You're right. It's free game. The officers have much right to shoot as Kenneth Walker did in that situation. I actually agree with you on that.
I bet.
I would. Are you? Oh, he said I'll be here all week. Nice.
Yeah, I will be here all week for real though. I will.
All right.
Nah.
Anything else you want to talk about, or are we done, or are we gonna keep going? Because someone else wanted to come in and talk to you.
Yeah. I'm here all night, bro. I got another. The rain stopping. I got another 18 minutes on this battery. The rain's pouring. So yeah.
Another 18 minutes.
Come on, yeah, bring Brian in, man. Brian L's. Brian be taking L's. He ain't never been on set.
Brian, did you want to still talk, man?
He here.
Let me know in the
Just
comments.
send him, dog. Send that boy. I'm ready for him, man. He don't know shit.
Let's see. He don't know shit.
He don't know shit, fool. Ben Shapiro
Hey,
don't
we
know
challenging
shit.
you, bro. Can you come in the chat already? I got
Oh yeah,
you.
y'all boys don't know shit. I don't know real life, fool.
I'll see. I don't think he's
Come
gonna
on, we
answer.
can even
Because
talk
I know he's
about.
at work
We
right
can
now.
even talk about what's that shit. Damn. Affirmative action.
What do you want to talk about that for? You want to just jump around to other topics or what?
Well, no, but if he feels some type of way about Breonna Taylor, I'm here for it, bruh. What you feel, dog? What you feel about Black Lives Matter? Like he
Oh yeah.
crime statistics been crump. Nah, yo, what's up with dog? Yo,
I guess we'll see.
y'all
He
follow
might
me.
be back at work though.
It's Big Hen'Juice. 108 ZoeBoy, y'all follow me, dog. Big Hen'Juice in the video. So I'm.
If y'all want to follow me, Super Lee 101. I'm
Yeah,
this guy.
you gotta say it. They see your face. You gotta say it too.
Or they see my face for real?
Yeah, you playing the game. I can't play games right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
I was making beats in the car.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, to it's the acoustics, bro.
I don't know how to work this shit yet, but make sure you accept the new call, alright?
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna do it right now.
Hey. Black Lives.
Alright, so I got ZoeBoyFwego in here. We're waiting on Brian Nell to answer the call.
Doesn't matter.
Brian.
Black Lives.
Yep.
Brian, what's good, man? What's going on?
What's going on?
I got ZoeBoyFwego with me. We've been talking about Breonna Taylor. I saw your comments. They were funny.
Yeah, what's good?
What's going on, ZoeBoy?
What's good, Brian? Brian L.
What's going on? So, I mean, Lee kind of already went over all the stuff that I was gonna bring up. You said something about redlining, or my comment was about your underfunding. I mean, most public projects have been exponentially funded for the past 40 years. So that's what I was asking you for evidence for.
All right, what school have you been? What school have you been inside?
I went to Coral Gables High School.
Coral Gables.
That sounds nice.
Value in Coral Gables, bro. How much your house for worth? How much y'all paying more?
Living in an apartment.
Oh, you live in an apartment. How much you paying them? Yeah.
Are you just gonna? What's your point? Are you gonna use my individual circumstances as an example of something?
Hey, I'm showing you your frame of your scope of frame, because you don't live a life of being, oh, I'm over there. The people over there don't experience something because I'm over here. You feel me?
But can you be specific? I don't know what over here, over there. What are you talking
you live
about?
in Coral Gables, right?
What area of public funding do you think has been suffocated?
All right, Overtown. Let's talk about Overtown.
So you think Overtown's funding has been suffocated?
All right, so you never heard that Overtown was like what's one of the richest areas in Miami? And businesses were there until they
one of the richest areas, and then they built I-95 on top of it. Okay.
What you mean? Okay.
What's your point?
They brought the value down because everybody had to move out because nobody's going down there no more, and they purposely did that.
Okay, so the fact that they built a highway on top of Overtown, what do you, so you're saying that brought the value of the area down? Okay, and what do you think that was an attack on black people, or I don't know what you're trying to say.
The people that they purposely put there at one point. Like, what you talking about, kid? Yeah, you don't know. You live in Coral Gables, bro.
I don't know what.
But what you feel? How you feel about Breonna Taylor? Let me get your opinion on Breonna Taylor, because he said everything.
Let's pivot back over to Breonna Taylor for sure. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. So you said that you were saying something about, did she deserve to die or anything like that? I want to ask you, do you think that the officer deserved to return fire when he was being shot upon?
Deserving to return fire? Oh man.
Yeah.
He should announce himself again. It's police. It's police.
No. Hold on, because
Escalated.
you like to pivot a lot. Like I ask you where you going, you tell me where you been. I asked you, do you believe
I ain't even
that
say
the
nothing about where I've
officer?
been. I said he should have
Nah,
announced
nah,
himself
nah.
again.
Right.
Wait, hold
I
on.
know,
It's
but
a,
you,
Police.
it's a very
but you're not.
straightforward question that Brian's
You're
asking.
you're answering everything except for the question that I'm asking. Do you believe, yes or no, that the officer deserved to shoot back when he was
Nah.
shot upon? And by the way,
Nah. Cause
no.
he in the
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Who enters a
How is
home at
he
one
in
in the
the
morning?
wrong? How is he in the wrong?
How is he in the he entered a home at 1 in the morning? He ain't got no business there. Who he know?
Excuse. Wait a
Kenneth
second.
was I
Wait
mean
a second, sir.
Kenneth was fucking his
Hold on.
wife?
Let's just go
Was
one at
Kenneth
a
fucking
time.
his wife?
Hold on.
I'm asking you, did
Hold
Kenneth
on,
fuck his
guys.
wife in there?
Oh wow.
Was his wife
You're
in
just
there?
galloping Hanok. Let's take one topic at a time. You're
I'm
just
asking
galloping
I'm
right now.
asking him a question. Was his wife
Okay, so
getting
I
fucked?
just want just so we can understand, just so we can both be clear. Are you an anarchist?
Am I an anarchist? No.
You're not an anarchist, but yet you're saying that the government doesn't have a right to execute a search warrant because
He the
it's the
government? Now he the government. First he went from being
the local government.
hey man. He a public servant. That's what he is. He not the government.
Okay,
You'll
so
never
is he
be
a
the
police
government, bro.
officer? Is he a police? Wait a second. You don't think that search warrants are? You don't believe in search warrants either?
I believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Okay.
Like, who?
What would Jesus have done in this situation?
He would have turned the other cheek. That's what he should have did. He should. Nah, Jesus would.
Hey, by the way, there's a little bit of an echo in the back when I was speaking. I don't know if that was like a
That's
thing or not,
But
I don't
yo,
hear it no
Jesus
more.
Christ would have came to him in an astral projection dream and said, "Hey, you going to jail?" And he would
But
have shot
all right,
him.
well,
That's it.
you're just being silly now. You don't even believe in Jesus because you said you didn't believe in truth. So I don't know what this has to do with anything. You said that the man doesn't have a right to defend himself.
Doesn't you read the same Bible I do, right? Didn't he turn the other cheek?
Is he supposed to do that before or after he got shot?
You can't answer the
Both.
question.
Both.
I don't think you know anything about the case.
Hey, I know a lot, bro. But how does this case affect y'all two? For y'all know so much about this, or all right, do y'all research the the topics that you feel is okay for your soul to say like, nah, black people ain't been, marginalized. They ain't been treated different.
Who said that?
Oh, that's just that's perception, man. That's my truth.
That's your truth? Well, that's
That's
not my
my
truth. That's not my truth.
All right, but why you don't know any white cases, bro? That's the thing. Why?
Any white cases?
Yeah, that's my question for your stream.
What case are you looking for?
Huh? Hey, there's many cases. I just don't know their name personally.
What do you mean a white case? What
White
do you
on
mean?
white. Okay, all
White
right.
people being killed by police? Is that what you're saying?
Let me rephrase the question. Why don't people ever use the phrase white on white crime?
Why don't black people ever use the phrase white on white crime?
I ain't say black people, but why isn't that a popular term? White on white crime.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Scared to say?
But
I don't
yeah,
know. You tell me.
hey man, I don't know. The media, y'all make the media.
Well, I don't know. You can make a case that the media doesn't care about white people because all we ever hear about is white on black crime. Never hear about anything about black on white or white on white.
ZoeBoy, do you think that the media has a vested interest in creating and stirring up black anger?
Stirring up black anger. All right.
Yeah.
I would ask what profit do they get out of that?
Profit do they get out of it? Well, it keeps the ratings up, and they have a vested political interest in it because the majority of mainstream media is left wing, and what they do is they try to group black people up by the way that they think and not by principle. and they do it so that they can maintain overwhelming majority of the black vote, over 90%, which is required for them to win elections. If they don't get at least 90% of the black vote, then they automatically lose.
So it sounds like the answer would be yes. They do have a vested interest. You have an answer for that, Henna? Or
I'm just wondering how the hell he knew that this shit word for word. I'm just sitting here shocked. You look like you just wrote that shit on your eyelids. You feel me? Like Doc just went word for word.
he just knows it, man. He just knows.
Nah, he just knows because that's what he experienced. That's what he perceived.
So do you disagree with anything that I said?
What does it mean to be left wing in general to you?
What it means to be left wing to me
is what's a left wing
mindset? Sure, I'll tell you. The right and the left is divided into, sometimes it depends where you are, what region in the world. Typically in America, it refers to the size of government and what kind of mentality you live by, whether it be more collectivist and groupthink or whether it be more individual. If you're on the right, you lean more toward individualism and liberty. When you lean toward the left, you lean more toward equality and groupthink.
So groupthink would be Patreon, and individualism is capitalism, full blown capitalism, even into politics, like whatever, on the political end. But what the fuck? So shit. I lost my train of thought. Drop something.
Well, you were asking what does it mean to be left wing, and you asked that because he asked you, do you disagree with anything that he said?
That the left wing.
If you want to, you could probably repeat it word for word. Because it sounds like he knew that shit off the top.
He knew that shit.
Sure, it depends. Typically, the left and right, it's viewed in different regions.
No. I meant the media's perception on stirring up black hate, black anger, and stuff like that.
Sure, that's what the media has a vested political interest in maintaining their voter base, because if the majority of the mainstream media is left wing, they need to maintain their voter base, which includes the entirety of the black community, which votes overwhelmingly Democrat, over 90%, which no other ethnicity votes that in that high numbers for one part. So that's why when you see something happen, whether it be a police shooting or an incident that may bring up feelings of racism, that's why you have what's considered to be black trauma porn, which is the media continually showing the same clip over and over and over and over, and purposely not giving you the facts behind the case, only to maintain black anger and stir up emotion in order to maintain voter supremacy for the left wing.
Okay.
So do you disagree with anything there?
What I can say is, if they're advocating for black needs, what are they doing wrong?
They're advocating for what?
If they're advocating for their needs, what's wrong about?
If they're advocating for their movement?
Yes.
Because their movement is inherently evil. If you're talking about the Breonna Taylor case and you're not telling people all parts of the story, and the specific parts of the story that you're not telling are purposely giving people the wrong idea of the case, then you're purposely pushing evil. You're not giving the facts of the story. You're not letting people decide for themselves whether what happened was right or wrong. For example, you said that didn't you say that they killed her in her, or you said that they used a no-knock warrant. I don't know where this started. Maybe it started on Facebook, maybe it started on Twitter, but I don't know where this lie started, that it was a no-knock warrant. And now we know 100% for sure that it was not only...
Damn, you froze.
The issue is, why did we only find this out today? We've had people posting black squares. We've had people posting about, oh, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was an EMT for about 7 months, 4 years ago. It's not like, oh, where did she find the time? She's been working back-to-back shifts as an EMT for during coronavirus. Like, that's not what happened. And the fact that people are purposely withholding that information from the public, don't you believe that if there's important information, that if you were to know, for example, if you knew ahead of this conversation that it wasn't a no-knock warrant, that it was a regular warrant, don't you think that that would have made you change your? I mean, you seem like a sensible, common sense person. It just sounds like you believed certain things about the case that weren't true, whether you learned it on social media, whether you learned it in the media. Don't you think it would have been important for you to form a total opinion on something, for you to know all the facts?
To be honest, from the jump, it's fucked up. He's gonna knock on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. That's all.
I know, but you got to remember, are you a criminal? Are you a felon?
Oh hell no! What you think this is?
No, I mean, I don't know you, but you have to remember, you're not a felon. You're not committing any crimes. She was
But is
committing a
it?
crime. She was involved. She was involved in a drug ring. Your name isn't on a warrant. Her name is on a warrant. So, and the reason I asked you if you were an anarchist was because it seemed like you didn't believe that police were allowed to execute warrants. And what I mean by an anarchist is you're a down with government person, somebody that believes that the government doesn't have a right to do anything. So do you think that the government has a role to play in our life?
Yo, this shit funny as fuck. The government, the government always touching everything, fool. Hey,
I agree.
when you get paid, government come. When they pay you, the government come. When you die,
Listen, trust me, I hear you. I hear you, and
but
I don't appreciate that one bit. Trust me.
so why aren't you trying to take down the matrix? You stuck in the matrix. I peep.
There's a lot of parts of the well, there are a lot of aspects of government that I don't agree with. I don't agree with such high
Face cam back
taxation,
on.
and I don't. Huh?
Oh no, I was talking to my chat. I just turned on my face cam again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of aspects of government that I don't agree with. I don't agree with the amount of money that we spend every year, which is why we're taxed at such a high number. So I also don't agree with the taxes being at such a high number, and I don't agree with a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah,
But can we both agree that there is a role for police officers and for order in this country? Can we agree on that?
All right.
Just at the most basic level. Do you think police should exist in America?
Nah, I feel like we need to go back to deputies and sheriffs. We need to go back to old school, the old west, the wild.
Oh, you
They suck.
actually believe it, or are you just talking meme talk right now?
I'm not gonna lie though. Nowadays, seem like the wild wild west. I don't want the wild wild west to come back. That's
So you don't want sheriffs and deputies then, because you don't want them.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Are you trolling? Because I feel like there might be a little bit of truth in what you're saying. That you feel like things are kind of chaotic right now.
yes, that's what I was going for. I was like,
okay, so check me out. So check me out.
no. Let me give my explanation on that because
Okay.
like, all right, when you watch a John Wayne, that dude, did he ever just catch him and put him in the what's that shit called? The pokey? Nah, he found that dude, and then he took out his gun and he shot him dead right there. And that's why I feel like it's been like the last year, 3 years, 4 years for a minute. Why the water over there is still dirty? I don't know. It's crazy. Shit's fucked up. Shit's sad. But yeah, what was you gonna say?
Well, what I was gonna say is that the way to prevent things from getting so chaotic is to have order. And what you had here, I don't know. I'm sure Lee can send you the evidence that he seems like he went over the evidence. What happens is that investigators need to present evidence to a judge in order to get a warrant. So this was something that is the complete opposite of chaotic. You have pictures, you have jailhouse recordings, you have audio of phone calls. You have plenty of evidence that they needed. They had to go through a process. I mean, if you go back in the old days, in the wild, wild west, I'm sure that they weren't able to, the investigators weren't snapping pictures on their iPhone and emailing it to the judge and having audio, phone calls, transcripts, and things of that nature. In this situation, you do have that. So I understand, it sounds like you're saying, well, these are about black people and they're minorities being oppressed and they don't have the same opportunity. But there's no need to defend somebody just because of the color of their skin if they're actually doing wrong. This is somebody who was involved in a drug ring. Her boyfriend, I mean, you know, it's kind of sad because at the end of the day, she may have been selling drugs with her ex-boyfriend without her boyfriend even knowing about it. That would be really sad, to be honest with you. That would be pretty fucked up if the boyfriend didn't even know about what was
Nah, they
happening.
gotta prove that. They gotta prove that.
What's up?
They should have proved that before she died.
Well, hold on. I'm not. This isn't about legality. I'm just saying morally. Imagine if do you have a girlfriend or a wife? Well, whatever. You know, I won't. We don't have to air your business out. But you know, let's say you had a. You know, imagine if your girlfriend had an ex-boyfriend who was in prison and she was selling drugs with him behind your back, and the cops came to your house, guns a-blazing, because of her behavior. You know, it's just. I'm just saying from a ethical standpoint. I kind of. We don't really know the full details if he knew about it or if he didn't. If he, it kind of would surprise me if he did know about it, because who would allow their girlfriend to actively be involved in a drug organization with their ex who's literally in prison at the time? Do you understand where I'm getting at?
Nah, I don't get where you're getting at.
You don't understand how it would be unethical for your girlfriend to be selling drugs with her ex-boyfriend who's in jail?
you know why? I don't know, because you.
You know, so yeah.
So that's the narrative that.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you couldn't hear me the whole time. That's my
No.
my shit probably like.
Well, what do you like? You know, do you care? Do you actually care about the case or no?
The case, I feel like she didn't get justice. She needs justice.
Okay, but do you care about the case?
Yes. Oh yeah, I care about the case.
Okay. Now it would seem to me the only way that you can care about the case is if you know the facts about the case. So the facts of the case are that she was selling drugs with her ex-boyfriend. The only thing that I'm saying is that would be pretty messed up if the current boyfriend didn't know about what was going on and he just got completely smacked by reality in that moment. Would you agree with me that that would be pretty messed up?
Oh, that would be totally messed up if that's the truth, but I think that's far from it. That would be messed up.
Yeah, but what part of what I'm saying are do you think is not true? Do you think that she was just? Do you think that this is completely made up?
Oh yeah.
You think the entire evidence against her is made up?
Why we only find out that somebody's a criminal after they die.
No, not at all. We've known about. Well, we know that she's a criminal after she died. Well, nobody knew about the story until she died. So yeah, we found out in the last couple of months, but we didn't just find this out today. The evidence has been available. They literally have the jailhouse phone recordings. They're on YouTube. I'm sure Lee can send them to you.
Yep.
Send them to me right now.
No
video, no proof.
Oh, okay.
No video.
If he sends you audio recordings of her and him discussing drug payments, will you acknowledge that she was involved in the organization?
How am I going to acknowledge it? What I got to do with me, kid?
What does that have to do? Because that's the whole point of the. Do you think that she should be allowed to sell drugs?
I like how you took it there. I like how you took it there. That's funny, dog.
You're a cool guy. You're saying, what does it have to do with anything? I was asking you about selling drugs. Like, what does the drug selling have to do with anything? I don't know. If you ask me what does it have to do with anything, it sounds like you don't care about it. I don't know. It sounds like the cops shouldn't have shot back. The cops should have let them sell the drugs. I don't know. You are an anarchist, ZoeBoyFwego. You are an anarchist.
Nah, man. I don't.
Burn it all to the
ground. V for Vendetta. We are this. We will come for you.
There is ZoeBoy. I sent you the link for the entire
give me a second. I'm trying to make
including
it.
the fall.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty long. That's like the 40-page,
That's the
document
thing.
But in there you have pictures, you have photos, you have pictures, you have audio, you have transcripts of audio. There's plenty of evidence, and the real sad part of this is, again, like I have a feeling that if the boyfriend knew that she was involved in this, that he wouldn't have shot, because it just doesn't seem to me like somebody who wasn't involved with criminal behavior would just engage in criminal behavior at the last moment. I don't think the current boyfriend had a history of any criminality whatsoever, and I don't think he would just start shooting at cops, like knowing that Breonna was involved in drugs. He's never been involved with any. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, I think they only shot one shot too. If like, it just doesn't make sense that he like would have known ahead of time that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you only
and I mean, if he shot.
So.
Yeah, and it sounds like if he only shot one time, he probably shot once, felt the return fire with fury, and was like, I'm done. He probably. It just seems to me like he did not know what was happening. It seems to me like he's the completely innocent party in the case, and what he did was, maybe he didn't hear the people. I don't know if he said that he heard them announce themselves. I mean, I'm sure if they announced themselves, it was pretty loud. But it sounds to me like he is a victim in a way. I just morally, if the way that this story is lining up, that he kind of didn't know what was going on, it just sounds pretty fucked up to me. And I kind of feel bad for him.
So he's the person you feel the most empathetic to at the current moment, or what's the show I was gonna say? You feel most sympathetic to the cop. I don't know if you've been shot before. Sympathetic, empathetic.
No, do I feel sympathetic toward the cop?
Yeah, who deserves the most sympathy in this situation for you?
I don't know about who deserves the most sympathy. I would say that I have sympathy for Breonna Taylor's family. No matter how, no matter what a person is involved with, no family member wants to see another family member in a casket. So it's not like, nobody's like wishing death upon Breonna, like, oh yeah, she deserved to be put like 6 feet under. Like, nobody's saying that. At least I don't know anybody who's talking like that.
I hope not. I hope you punch them. I hope you punch them if they do.
You hope that I will punch them?
Yeah, if they do.
Maybe. No, I don't know if I'll be punching anybody, but
I bet. If you really fuck with me, you would.
No, I just don't act on my emotions. I'm a man, and men don't act on their emotions in that way. There's times to put your hands on things that you disagree with.
You sure about that?
But yeah, I'm 100% sure about that.
100%.
No, man.
You go around punching people that you disagree with? You would have punched me already. We've disagreed like 15 times.
Hey, man. We disagreed about 15. Hey, by now, I would have asked you some other things. If we see each other in real life. And
it's sad. It's a sad story because somebody's life is over. And I think it's important to acknowledge that 100% this could have been avoided. It could have been avoided in the first place by not being involved in a drug organization, and it could have been avoided by not firing at the police. And Breonna Taylor put herself in the situation that she put herself. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. When you shoot at police, when you shoot at anybody, if you go into let's say you go into a town that has a high likelihood, people have a high likelihood of being armed, and you go into a bar and you try to rob the cashier, and that town has a high. I don't know if you deserve to die,
I have another question
that
for
is
you.
a natural consequence of putting yourself in that situation.
Do you feel like police ride around in black neighborhoods just to be able to find something that'll stick?
Do I think that they ride around black neighborhoods? What?
To find something that'll like stick a case worth their time. Like they'll ride around Paul Gables and they think it's
I'm
quiet.
sure. I'm sure some people maybe do. I don't think that there's any evidence that police officers are purposely patrolling black neighborhoods with the intention of finding trouble. I don't think there's any evidence for that.
You don't? So,
you're asking me, do I think there's a police officer, like, you know, I had this one time that some cop did something to me or something. Like, I'm sure that these things happen. I would never say that, you know, there aren't racist cops or there aren't, you know, cops that do bad things or anything like that. But, you know, you're going to have to go beyond some, or, you know, there was this one guy and there's this one story 8 years about this one cop. You know, what you know, what's the point of what are you getting to? Do you think the police are a major issue in today's America?
Honestly, it should have been changed.
No.
You see, how many shootings does London have nowadays? How many cops?
Are you gonna answer Brian's question first, or are you gonna just?
Oh, he had cut out. He had cut out for a second. I didn't hear him.
Oh, yeah, he was asking you if you think that police are a major issue in America today.
It needs to be reformed. We want to reform something that's doing okay.
What needs to be reformed?
Like exactly what?
All right. You ain't know.
Because you're gonna explain it to me, and I wanna come to an agreement with you. So let's find common ground. But in order for us to find common ground, if you and I are two senators and we're gonna work on a bill to reform the police, we need to know exactly what we're reforming in order to reform it. We need to know exactly what the problem
Implicit
is.
biases.
Okay, so you think there's implicit bias. Now, what is implicit bias?
Enemy UAV.
The fact that let's say I'm more comfortable with somebody that looks like me because I've been around it more often, or I'm more inclined to be sympathetic to somebody similar to me. Those implicit biases. Explicit biases would just be racism, I guess.
Word is if this is inherent to people, that people naturally have these biases to them. So
it's like living in a village. Like, alright, have you watched Avatar? Or
no.
Oh, you never watched Avatar? Not the blue people.
Enemy personal radar overhead.
Let's talk about the last.
I understand what you're saying. So, do you think how does implicit bias factor into poor policing?
I feel like white police officers hit black people with the book in the moment. And I mean the book, I mean the good book of Jesus, and you know, they're gonna have to do your funeral.
So you think that there's a lot of white cops shooting black people out here?
Yeah. Or more inclined to shoot you to death.
I think there's more white cops that are more likely to shoot you to death.
Yeah, just end your life if you're a minority, or somebody that just look like them. Come on, man, you've seen it.
How often do you think that this happens?
Enough to be on the news? You only a little bit. Fuck, I'm doing terrible.
That's 100%.
I ain't hear nothing he said.
One thing only needs to happen one time for it to be in the news.
But how often? We had like four back-to-back.
Let me ask you, like, how often do you think it happens? How many times do you think black people have been killed this year at the hands of police?
You want me to give you a number, kid?
Well,
too many.
You're saying that it's a problem.
Too many. Too many. One too many. One too many. I'm going.
Give me the worst. Give me the worst example of police brutality that you can.
You said the worst example of police brutality.
The worst example.
Yeah. What time frame are you giving me though? What year? What do you want? What month?
It could be this year. I mean, there's so many that you could. It should be easy to pick one. You have a big choice.
I got too much of a choice. That's the problem. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm trying
We have a
to
personal
appeal
Let's
to
start
you.
with the first one that pops into your head. Go on.
The first one, give me a year, bro. Give me 10 years, 5
This
years.
year.
This happened
This year.
this year,
Radar
man.
destroyed. We've lost coverage.
All right, let's go for. Nah. He was running. She was sleeping. Who else? Somebody else was
Big
sleeping
George?
too. I don't remember.
I'll help you out. You want
That
George Floyd?
nah, that one girl. Her front door was open. I think she was with her kid, and her neighbor did a fucking a wellness check and called 911, and the cop went over there like he James Bond, looking through the windows and shit. And this spooked the girl. She woke up, she see somebody prowling, so she grabbed the gun, and he shot her
Did
dead.
that police officer go to prison?
1 minute remaining.
I haven't kept up with the case, bro. They stopped talking. They stopped
I'm
bringing.
pretty sure that he went to prison.
Justice was served.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I ain't get on my feed because Lee don't be talking about it when people go to prison.
Yeah, but my point is there's a vested interest in it not getting on your feed because the goal with mainstream media is not to tell the truth to communities that they're trying to maintain their voter domination over. They're not going to give you happy news about what's happening in the black community. They're going to give you death, doom, and destruction news to keep you angry and then tell you who to vote for. And that's exactly what they do with these
Enemy personal radar overhead.
So, in your opinion,
is peaceful while it's literally on fire in the background. They're like, I know there's a fire here. I know this building is on fire, but everything is mostly peaceful. People are just really sad and they're really grieving the deaths and there's just so much tragedy going on. And meanwhile, you have a video of a Target just being overtaken by like 100 people running out with TVs and home appliances and speakers and things like that. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of anger or grief or anything like that going on. Don't you think that a lot of the things that are being portrayed in the media and in social in our society are being completely astroturf, are just completely made up?
fabricated? Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, fabricated.
Well, okay. What I can say is, I'm gonna ask you this question, right? What can black people do, in your opinion, to prosper?
I'll tell you the first thing. The first thing that black people can do to prosper is not identify as black. That's the first thing they can do. Because what you do when you use your identity as the thing that you're the most proud of, I don't look at myself and I say, I'll give you an example. I have a group chat where it's 4 of us. I'm the only person that's white in the chat. But none of my friends that are black in the chat, I know it's. Hold on. 1 second. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay. We identify with Christ. So the first thing that people can do is not identify with the color of their skin, and they can identify with the things that make them who they are, which is what they can do for their family, what they can do for their friends, what they can do for their community. So I think that would be the first thing that they can do. I also think that there is a what do you think about that?
Repeat that again, because you chopped out a whole lot in the first part.
Oh, that was a lot, man. All right, I gotta call back into I gotta call back in here because I'm at work, but I enjoyed our conversation, ZoeBoyFwego. Look over the evidence that Lee sent you, and we can have another conversation about this.
Yeah. Alright, so hold on, let me get off this.
All right, Brian. Well, you're free to drop the call if you
I'll
want
fuck
to
with
this
you,
point,
bro.
and if we're still live, you can call back in or something like that.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
All right, bro.
All
right. ZoeBoyFwego, just you and me now.
Yeah, man.
All right, so that was a pretty good conversation between you and Brian, for sure. You guys
Butting
covered a lot of
heads.
topics.
Yes. Yes.
Is there anything else that you wanted to speak over with me at this point, or?
Yo, that shit made me super hungry. Going back and forth.
Oh, I
Dang,
bet.
it's already been an hour, bro. Ah, hey, this is good quality content. I know I'm giving
Yeah,
you something.
I've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes at this point. I'm missing the Dolphins game, bro.
You say you're missing the Dolphins game. You want to go watch that?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. They're probably losing anyway, so who cares?
Hey, that's implicit bias, bro.
It
You should
is what it is,
assume
you
that.
know.
I bet. Boys will be boys, right?
That if you could prove implicit bias, it's pretty much at that point just explicit bias. Meaning you can't prove implicit bias unless it's explicit. So I think that was a good point that he brought up. Like you can't really know for a fact what somebody believes until they actually say it out loud. And then once they say it, at that point it's explicit. So there's nothing that you have to
There's a
infer
difference
anymore.
between preference and hating, though.
Huh?
There's a difference between preference and hate. So I'm just like,
Preference and
it's like being on the left wing and right wing.
How does preference and hate go together in the same context like that?
Like, you would eat a cheese pizza, but
Yeah.
you're not gonna eat pineapple, bro.
You don't put pineapple on your cheese pizza?
Shit.
Hey, I do. I
Hey,
can
man.
get canceled right now for that. I'm willing to take that.
It sounds like you up to try new things out here.
I'm cool with it. I do order pineapple on my pizza, but okay. So you were saying there's a difference between preference and hate. So I was just curious, what did you mean by that exactly? Because I'm kind of confused on what that means.
Free for all.
All right,
On your
man.
own.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You don't know? You just said it just to say it?
I lost my brain food. Though. I should have had more walnuts today, dog. No cap.
It's cool. I don't care.
Oh shit. I know what was going on. I have. I think I gotta get off the stream, my nigga. I mean,
Why? What happened?
I gotta eat. I gotta eat. I should have had a Snickers earlier.
Damn, bro. You should have had that sticker for real.
Personal radar
Oh,
drone standing.
But alright, bro. If you gotta skedaddle, then that's cool, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
finish up
I'm
this
hungry
here.
as fuck right now. My shit growling. Niggas
If you
don't.
want to, drop your not drop, but like say your social media so people.
Yo,
know
it's
where
been
to find you.
ZoeBoyFwego, man. ZoeBoyFwego on Twitch, ZoeBoyFwego on Instagram. And they'll get everything else from there.
I'll probably update it in the description section after this video gets uploaded and whatever.
Yeah. Do that.
But alright, bro. It's good talking to you again. So
Say,
it's always a good philosophical discussion with you.
oh, I always get philosophical.
But yeah, I guess if you gotta go, bro, you're more than welcome to jump off the call, and I'll get you back on the stream at some point again in the future.
Yeah. Or if I'm gonna be on in like an hour. I'm just watch a few episodes of The Office.
I'll see. The Lakers is playing tonight too, so I'll see if I catch that.
Yeah, safe.
All right, bro.
Oh. The fuck? How do I end this shit? Damn it! Fucking now. Fucking I'm talking shit to these niggas, bro. And these niggas pussy. Hello? Test, test, test. Fuck.
You're almost in the lead.
Test,
Fight
test.
hard.
Y'all niggas ass.
Holy shit, man. What's going on?
Falcon 3-0. Personal radar completed. Recalling to base.
Yo, sock, you a bitch.
God damn.
I'm a bitch. Fuck you mean, yo? You see shotguns. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm just nasty like that, man. Chill out.
Nigga, you chill.
Yo.
What the fuck is that shit?
That's my gun, nigga.
Yeah, I couldn't
That's my gun. That's because it's in my hand.
Oh, man.
Yo, this nigga suck.
Alright, fuck you.
How is that hit marker?
Yeah, how is that hit?
Yo,
Oh, fuck. I'm fucked.
yo, Mike. Mike, that's your real name?
Sorry.
Why they name you that, Mike?
I'm looking.
That nigga named my
What do you mean? Why? You don't like... Yeah, you don't like my name?
my cockers. Why would they name you my
Cockers, man.
cockers?
I don't know. Family thing. No, I'm
Yo,
just
chill
playing. My
out,
name's
chill
not
out.
actually that.
Nah, bro, that's your name. Fool.
Shotgun, man.
They done blessed you with the worst name.
It was just a... It was a
Chino,
joke.
you
Yeah, that's
garbage.
not my name. What the fuck?
Nah, that's your name, bro. That's your name, bro. That nigga named Michael Cockers.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're definitely right, buddy.
I don't know why you acting like that, fool.
I'm insane, bro. I'm nasty. If I was using a shotgun, yo, quit, man. I'm so annoying. Yo, alright, so boy, I'm literally about to shit on you with my fucking.
Suck my dick.
You keep doing
Shut up.
that. I swear, nigga. Nigga, imagine having to fight for your
Shut up.
rights,
Suck my
right?
dick. You ain't gonna do shit to me, nigga. You can't see me.
You can't see me. You're fucking hiding like a bitch every time.
I ain't hide. I'll run up on you. I'll pull up on you, nigga. I could have been pulled up on you, but I thought that was too gangster.
Hey, you're a bitch. You're a bitch.
Shut
I'll
up.
put that. I'll pull out my ass.
You're a
Look at you.
bitch.
Look at you. Look at you being retarded.
Who need a laser on a sniper? What the hell you doing, dawg? You garbage.
Worry about it, nigga.
You garbage. Who need a laser on a sniper?
Worry about yourself, alright?
Who need a laser on a sniper, bro? You garbage. You sound stupid.
Actually, I think I have a laser on my sniper too.
Yeah, like everybody does.
I bet. So if everybody was stupid, you'd be stupid too?
You're kind of shit. You're kind of on
It
it.
turns, I don't know, it turns something on. It's like your aim down, the aim down sight speed and shit. I can't fucking talk.
Nah, you can't fucking talk because you're cocker.
UAV overhead.
Cause I'm what? I didn't even
This
fucking
nigga-
hear what you said.
I'm not laughing. I just joke. I'm just laughing because I just shit on. I think on him.
Fuck. This man got a fire fucking shotgun. You paid for that, fool.
Fuck no. I would not pay any money for this game that I already have.
This man send that shit in the corner, bro. Yo,
I keep shitting on you every time I see you, nigga.
I'm pulling up on you right now, fool. This guy with his little shotgun, bro.
About to go crazy for a minute.
Damn, game's over.
Ah, I missed that shit. Fuck.
Garbage, that's why.
Fuck.
Synapse one, I give Synapse that. He got the nerve. That's what happened. Yo, suck my nut.
So lucky. You're so lucky, hit mark.
They were meat to the
Oh
grinder.
shit. So
Well
boy,
done.
Fuego, you're dog shit.
Fuck you, nigga. You talking
Hey,
about?
fuck you.
But follow me on
fuck
Twitch.
you.
Y'all on my Twitch though. Yeah, good game. GG.
You twitch?
I'm twitching right now, nigga. Put it up on you, fool.
Three? Why? Stop. They don't want to see that. Stop.
Yo, man, we get money out here, fool. You donate to me, nigga. That man told me stop. That's funny, fool. They still toxic. I love it. That shit bring me back to the 360 vibes out here, dog. I think I'm about to get off for now. It's a minute 22, yeah. I mean, a minute 22. Hour 22, shit. Finish that game. I'm gonna be back on in an hour, y'all, man. Y'all tap in.